a very popular figure in boxing.
He really is, and you know, whatever you want to say about his abilities and the people he fights, the bottom line is Butterbean is a delightful guy. I've had a chance to spend a lot of time around him at various charity events, and he's just a delightful man.
Boy, if there is ever a 180 degrees in body shape, look at Troy Roberts and look at Butterbean.
You are right. Roberts feels the way to beat Butterbean, and it is the way, is if you can jab and give him some movement. Roberts, though, this is amazing, says he has not sparred in 6 months.
No, he has been knocked out of 5 of his last 6 fights as Roberts. He has 1 round of boxing in his last 15 months. That was a January 16th knockout at the hands of the late Cody Koch on our show from Boise, Idaho. In fact, on that card, Butterbean picked up a 4-round win against Harry Funmaker, and Al, both you and I thought that Funmaker might have won that fight.
Yeah, I thought he might have won by a point or two. We've had a couple of fights where Beanie got the decision. We weren't quite sure about it.
Butterbean has 13 first-round knockouts, coming off a first-round knockout on August the 26th in Pennsylvania against Tim Pollard. People say, where did the name Butterbean come from? Well, he was trying to get involved in tough man competitions, but he weighed 400 pounds, so he had to lose weight. So he went on a diet of butter beans, and he lost the weight.
He ended up, I think he in the major tough man contest came in twice second, but was such a hit with the fans that you know, it was almost like he won. Now Roberts is having a pretty good first round here. Of course, sometimes this happens against Butterbean, and then his power ends up taking over. But for now, Roberts is having himself a very good first round. Now you can hit Bean with jabs all night if you can throw him, but eventually he usually catches up with these guys. And of course, as in the case of Roberts, he's fighting guys at the lower echelon of the heavyweight division.
Roberts says that he came here to win this fight, not lose it.
He was very emphatic about that when he spoke to us beforehand. And so far in this first round, he is showing it. He's jabbing, throwing straight right hands, and Butterbean's had a hard time getting that overhand right in and getting inside where he can land some punches.
Roberts has been in against better competition. He's been in against Vitaly Klitschko, knocked out in the second round. Joe Hip. The late Cody Koch, he got knocked out by.
And of course, there was a time he was early in his career when he performed better. So Roberts had his moments early on in his career.
Final seconds of round number 1. ESPN 2's Friday Night Fights. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. Bob Popple along with Al Bernstein on ESPN 2's Friday Night Fights. Corey Spinks, a unanimous decision in the ring now. Butterbean against Troy Roberts. Butterbean defending his IBA super heavyweight title, the king of the 4-rounders. And there are the numbers from round 1, Al.
Good round for Roberts, as we said. A pretty big edge, outlanding Butterbean by 8. So in my mind, I had him at 10-9. Nice right hand by Bean. That's the punch he's trying to get in, and that one, I think, momentarily might have rocked Roberts.
That one rocked him too.
Kind of pushed him back at least.
And Roberts rips off a right of his own. Troy Roberts is from Campbell River in British Columbia, about 2 hours north of Vancouver Island. He's a commercial fisherman. He's been doing that for the last 15 years. He fishes for sockeye and herring. And he's also a native carver, so he likes to work with his hands, and he'd like to carve up a little Butterbean here tonight.
He had to stop fishing because the sockeye and the herring were becoming extinct, and they had to stop fishing for a year to allow that species to regenerate itself. Now there's Roberts. Just a little movement and a jab is what he felt you need against Butterbean, and that is true. You can't jab and stand in one spot because he might get that overhand right in. There's the right. That's Butterbean's big weapon. And against these kinds of heavyweights, it has gotten the job done.
Oh, there's a left hand to the ear.
Got the hook in, so Butterbean's making a liar out of him. He's landed some good hooks. Now Roberts is in trouble because he's in the corner there. He's got to get out of there, and he did that. Butterbean having a better second round for himself.
Well, Butterbean, by his own admission, will tell you he's not a boxer. comes in to put on a show and brawl. And let's face it, he's a cottage industry.
He really is. He's had untold amount of appearances on the Leno show. I've been with him, as I say, charity events, and he is just charming to the people, beloved, and they enjoy being around him.
Yeah, one of the versions of Trivial Pursuit, he's actually the answer to a question.
Really? Interesting.
What's coming with the head? What's coming with the head?
Now, Roberts has done a little better in the second part of this round. I don't know if it's enough to get the round, but he has improved a bit.
Roberts giving away nearly 100. We're nearly 100 pounds. Butterbean at a cool 323.
It's a big man.
Final seconds of round 2. Of course, if Butterbean's in the ring, you know it's a 4-rounder. Back to Las Vegas after this timeout on ESPN2's Friday Night Fights.
That jab. Double, boom, shot right now.
This is what Butterbean wants to do, and what he did a little bit in the last. There's a right hand that kind of grazed the chin and still kind of knocked Roberts off balance. And there's one that's a little better. He gets Roberts in trouble.
Roberts is hurt. Roberts is real hurt, and Roberts is up. Back to his feet, Joe Cortez, the count of 3.
5, 6, 7, 8. You okay to continue? All right.
And we're going to let it go on.
All right, let's go.
Here in round 3. Butterbean again. Even the forearm hurt Roberts.
That's it.
Just like that, Butterbean turns it on and gets his 39th win and his 30th stoppage. The king of the 4-rounders keeps his title.
Well, that has been the script for many a Butterbean fight, where the other guy has done pretty well for a round or two with some jabs and some movement, and then, you know, he gets to him with those clubbing right hands and left hooks.
Hey, you know, even it's kind of ironic. He drinks water out of a chocolate syrup bottle. It's kind of ironic because, you know, the right hand was there as Butterbean puts on that IBA super heavyweight belt, but even the clubbing forearm was something that hurt Roberts.
Yeah, even just hitting him with that is going to get the guy in trouble. We'll take a look at it, and we'll see the knockdown and then the end of this bout. Bean with a overhand right, and he landed a couple of really good ones there. And that one on the, just on the ear where your equilibrium gets affected. Very one-dimensional attack, but it got the job done. He landed 14 of 20 punches, 11 of 16 power shots in this round. There's the forearm you talked about. That's going to hurt. And this is when Roberts was in huge trouble and ultimately was sent to the canvas.
Yeah, Joe Cortez stepped in and stopped it in round number 3. For the official time of the stoppage, as we take one more look at Butterbean, again, closing it out. Roberts was hurt against the ropes. Joe Cortez steps in right here and stops it. Let's end it up for the official time of the stoppage to Jake Gutierrez.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Cortez steps in and stops this bout at 41 seconds of the 3rd round. The winner by TKO and still IBA Super Heavyweight Champion of the World, Butterbean.